uh got a butt. Well, I mean, I know they do, because they interrupted. I just tried to start another one live stream. I think the reason because they're mad. They just had some little girl walk by. The reason, as usual, she creeps up real quiet. Then all of a sudden, she just let me call you back as she's walking right. Soon as she gets right there, so and she ain't been talking to nobody the whole time. So she crept up here real quiet. I was looking down. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with walking, but how you can say, well, maybe she was just listening. A black chick, ain't no way in hell she was quiet that fucking long while she was talking. I ain't never heard that in my life. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. She would have, if she was really on the phone talking to somebody, she would have been loud as hell. You would have heard her all the way up the goddamn street. Now all of a sudden, all of that, let me call you back. It's y'all don't know what it is, but it's yeah. It's just they just gotta keep answering. That's why I keep telling nobody's gonna care about you niggas, man. And it's not no black hate. This I hate my skin. I love my skin tone. You know what I'm saying? I always have. Never had a problem my whole life. 70 as a little kid, actually, I hated it not because it was I hated his black skin. No, because it was all this and that, all that shit. You know. It really is. Some little kids, little boys really hate that shit. Nobody likes it. It's not. I mean, I don't know. It does make you cry. I'm man enough to admit it. But anyway, no. The reason I said that, yeah, they again they following their leaders, the communist Germans and China, and they really thought it was a smart plan. Probably, you know what? Probably because the Chinese, they're communists. And they probably really did, because the ancient before communism, so they're thinking they're wise. This is a wise kung fu. Seriously, even I like, but I don't live my life by that. They probably think this is real shit. It's like, yeah, it really is real shit, meaning you're going to get in real shit type of trouble. Real talk, real shit, nigga. People getting tired of y'all got it. Y'all just got to answer. I'm telling you, y'all ain't got it in you. You really don't. You know, and like they say, we just want to be left alone. And the people y'all that you in history that you just keep fucking with, that want to just be left alone, y'all. Y'all want to just keep going until nobody has any sympathy for y'all. Don't answer. Like I said, you started this, and I'm putting you on blast, and just take it. Like y'all like to say, I'm gonna use one of your words. This is more Democrat, young lame Democrat. Take the L, some lame ass shit. Take the loss. This shit just lame. It really is. We use y'all, but like we used to say that too. We did used to say just take it, man. Because really we being funny laughing, but we telling you just take it. Or I could I'm telling you, just take it, man. Just you know. White boy would say, "Stay down, man. Just stay down." That's how they say, "Stay down." It's all the same language. I mean, it's all the same meaning. It's different languages, but it all mean the same. It's like somebody speaking English, somebody speaking Spanish, French. It is different dialogue or whatever, but it's the same meaning. Take the L is y'all language. Just take it is my language. Gangster, stay down is white boy language, but it all means just stop. All right, so another thing, this this right here video. Hold up, let me do something. All right. So, anyways, this video is just I don't know what to call it. It's not spooky, but it's just too. There's no such thing as coincidence.
Conspiracy right in front of your nose, if you know how to find it.
I can't. This is just too much of a coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. This is just I can't even explain it. It's just too many similarities. I mean, this is as I don't know real as supernatural. I ain't even talking about religion. Just but I'll say. But I
When David Oates broke his cassette
I
player,
just
he didn't realize how far down this rabbit hole went. Reverse recordings have been around ever since recordings were invented. Thomas Edison liked playing music backward on the phonograph. Infamous occultist Aleister Crowley told his followers that they should learn to listen to recordings and watch films in reverse. In the 1950s, Raymond Bayless and Attila von Saleh would play recordings in reverse to try to hear messages from the dead. This was actually the beginning of EVP, or electronic voice phenomena. But occultists and ghost hunters were fringe cases.
I mean that part. I've since the '80s. I didn't know, but the history of it, like he's breaking down. But because by the '80s you still had record players, but the heavy metal, all that shit, play it backwards. That heavy metal, not grunge, because that was in the '90s, but the '80s heavy. All right, so I knew about playing, and it was jokes and all that about records, but that's not where I'm getting at. I'm gonna fast forward. He started talking about the Beatles. Now I didn't know all this. Is and the similarities I'm saying is with Tupac, and I just let me fit, just let it play before you be like, well, that is supposed. I know Paul supposedly, because that well, how would we know? We don't, by the '80s you didn't. The only reason you knew Paul McCartney because he was making songs with Michael Jackson and this and that and blah blah blah. But when I was a little kid, but then you heard about the Beatles, and then the thing about Michael Jackson buying their record collection. But supposedly Paul is dead, been died.
Head, which has been said to be either a symbol of death or the representation of a priest blessing Paul at the time of his death. On the Yellow Submarine album cover, there's a hand over Paul's head. Now, there's an open hand above Paul's head that's held for this very purpose. Billy was taught to speak with a Liverpool accent and how to play a few chords on the guitar. Now, John really didn't like the idea of replacing Paul, but he went.
No, I gotta go back to the part where they explain it. Well, I don't know how old anybody listening is.
Oh, why not Ringo? Now, come on, that's not nice. Without Ringo, we would have never had the classic. Paul McCartney was killed in a terrible car crash. No Paul, no Beatles. Oh no, why Paul? Why not Ringo? Now, come on, that's not nice. Without Ringo, we would have never had the classic film Caveman. Doo-doo.
Caca.
I stand corrected. Anyway, to keep the Beatles going, Paul was replaced by a man named Billy Campbell, winner of a Paul McCartney lookalike contest, a contest held for this very purpose. Billy was taught to speak with a Liverpool accent and how to play a few chords on the guitar. Now, John really didn't like the idea of replacing Paul, but he went along with it. But he did start dropping hints of Paul's death, and people began to notice the hints. On the album cover of Sgt. Pepper's, the flowers above the left-handed bass guitar spell lies. And if you hold a mirror up to the drum, you get 1, 1, or 11, and 9, and he died. Paul died on November 9th. Now, there's an open hand above Paul's head, which has been said to be either a symbol of death or the representation of a priest blessing Paul at the time of his death. On the Yellow Submarine album cover, there's a hand over Paul's head again. If we open up the album for Magical Mystery Tour, here's a hand above Paul's head. And again. Again, and again. Whoa! On the Abbey Road album cover, Paul is the only Beatle walking out of step, symbolizing he's not one of them. And the way each of them is dressed is symbolic. John is dressed like a minister, or some say like Jesus Christ. Ringo represents the pallbearer. Paul is the corpse, and George is dressed as the gravedigger. And Paul is the only man barefoot. Now, many people are buried without shoes. And in the background is a white Beetle with the license plate 28IF. Meaning at the time this photo was taken, Paul would have been 28 if he was still alive. Okay, these are getting spooky. But the really creepy clues come from the music. At the end of Strawberry Fields Forever, you can hear John saying very faintly, "I buried Paul." But that's played.
Now that's the connection. I know y'all will never know and never guess this, and yeah, they give me chills now. Okay, this is at the end of the song, but what I was gonna say was at the beginning, and it's just a real short, and I didn't take it nothing like that. And yeah, it was like the week after Tupac died. Like I said, well, everybody, this and that was, and his new album that he was working on anyway, they released it obviously, even though he was dead. Machiavelli, and then all the theories. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Now I just get to it. At the first, I tried to list. Matter of fact, I tried to list find it on title or any digital recording. You can't. Maybe if I look up YouTube or somebody, but I think I can still buy one. You gotta have the CD. And this was the first week after he died. And remember, this 97 or something like that. We had the internet, but this is word of mouth on the street immediately. This the week after he died, we had the Machiavelli CD. Either I bought it or one of my homeboys in my unit, and one of them runs up, whatever. We's in the barracks or either at my house off post, and he says, on the first song, if you listen to, even though it's a CD, or either the intro to the second, yeah, I think it's the second, or on Machiavelli. If you got the CD, most people probably don't. If you got Machiavelli, and so we let what you do is you got to let the first song play, or either, rewind it a little, because CDs you rewind it, and as the second song starts to come on, just like that. But that song back then, but that was before CDs. This was the 60s or whatever. You gotta rewind it, play it backwards. Well, on the CD, 1997, just like I just saw tonight, and I just showed y'all. That one said John Lennon said I buried Paul on the CD, and I immediately I thought about. I'm like, yeah, that's the same as that, but it's not exact because it's at the end of the song on the John on the Beatles or whatever. Is at the end. On Tupac is at the beginning. But actually, it might have been at the end of the song. Now I'm just thinking because that's why I remember you had to go. So it might not be the intro. It might be on title then. I gotta listen to it again. It's at the end of the first song then, and it says Suge shot me. Just like that, yeah, got chills again. And that means because we always back then immediately again, we're all saying the first week after he died, we all looking at the same pictures over and over, the same pictures they show now, but back then it was on MTV. Like how the car gets shot up like that and Suge didn't get hit. Remember, he's in the driver's seat. The same famous picture, the first one, the seconds before he got killed. And then this car, these pictures of the car, they were showing that the first week. Well, not after he died. He was in the hospital a week in Vegas. Then he died. But let me play. Like I said, this thing same. So suppose and then the theory come up. Everybody being smart, aren't smart. Educated niggas, educated. Machiavelli. I didn't even know who Machiavelli. They said, no, man, Machiavelli. He was da da da. Some kind of whatever. Roman or whatever he was. He faked his death. He came back in 7 years. And on top of that, in America, the statute of limitations, so you can't get prosecuted for faking your own death, is 7 years. Oh yeah, we all mind blown. Man, he gonna come back in 7, but obviously in 7 years he didn't come back. That would have been 2004. But but then they still talking about he alive down in Cuba. They to this day, he's alive, this and that. But my point is, I don't know what this means, but it's the exact same thing of leaving a message about a musician who died, and technically in the car. Both of them died in car. Well, Tupac ain't died in the car, but I don't think they say killed instantly. But so John Lennon supposedly, I mean Paul McCartney. I just found this out last night. I just clicked on this video, and
Now, many people are buried without shoes. And in the background is a white Beetle with the license plate 28IF, meaning at the time this photo was taken, Paul would have been 28 if he was still alive. Okay, easy.
now this guy, he don't know about what I just said. I'm just saying, because I never really heard that except for from a couple of my homies when I was in the army. Like I said, immediately after Tupac died, I never heard it, and nobody in Birmingham when I got. Because I'm thinking this is like a street thing. Everybody on the streets know. Just listen to it. But like I said, I might need to listen to it again. Because what I did listening, because I'm thinking, well, it's a digital copy, it's not on there. But then it's just thought about something. They always put it at the end of the song. If I remember, the way they explained it was it's at the beginning of song two. But no, it's at the end of song one. I'm finna wanna go listen to it now. But I don't know what that but this they said, but then that's another thing. Maybe they did kill him. Because he don't explain. I probably could look up, Paul McCartney. I mean, yeah, his accident. He was supposed to be, but maybe that was them killing him because it was a car accident. Think about it. They weren't gangsters, or why would it? So they just, did something. It might be symbolic. Dying in the car, they did something to him. His car, the brakes.
Paul McCartney was killed. Crash. No Paul, no Beatles. Oh no, why Paul? Why not Ringo? Oh, come on. 56, the Beatles, according to the urban legend, he didn't. Wait, what? Well, there's a lot to the quite a stir in 1966 after Paul McCartney was in a bad car accident. Whoa, how the hell did he survive this? Well, that's the thing. According to the urban legend.
Yeah, so they got pictures of the car, just like pictures of after Tupac, and the car of Tupac. Don't that look like the BMW? But instead of a car accident, it gets shot up, and like I said, immediately we're asking why how the hell did Suge not get shot? And I even tried to play mental game gymnastics. Well, maybe they just ain't real good. I don't know. I was like, because really what it was, I didn't want to play into the he's still alive. Because I literally said it. I said, man, don't do that dude like Elvis. Because by the 90s, Elvis is alive. They say he faked his death or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. That he's alive. This is in the 90s, that was a thing. Comedians and all that, movies. Oh, Elvis, not just impersonators, that the real Elvis was still alive, or maybe still is. But, that's why I was trying not to participate. But when they started breaking it down, and even on the album, hey, you gotta listen to this. Listen. Trust me. We rewinded it over. Yeah, Suge shot me. Damn it. I mean, you're trying, and then yeah, like I said, I'm logical. Come on, it just sounds like just like this video. All this playing songs backwards, and a lot of this video it does show in the 80s and 90s. That's why I know about it. It was preachers. He got videos of preachers. They're playing. Yeah, you need. Oh, this the devil. Da da da. Them white Pentecostal Southern Baptist hardcore. Yeah, this rock and roll. Even in the 80s, they were still on that shit. He got clips on this video of old white dude preachers in the 80s, playing. He got one on stage and he's playing it backwards. He said, "Did you hear that?" And there was some. It does. It sounds like the devil. I forgot one of them 80s bands, Metallica. I don't know if I should have bookmarked it, but yeah, he's saying
According to the urban legend, he didn't. Wait, what? Well, there's a lot to the.
And then now, all this stuff they've been saying about the music. He said, "I'll come Pimp C talking about all of them." Mostly it was rappers came out who did say something about the industry, and they were talking about black, like Puffy, this and that, ceremonies. That dude that made shoes that supposedly got a drop of his blood, and anyway, all that stupid. Whether he got his blood for real, you dumb if you buy it. That Travis Scott accident, well, that Travis Scott thing at that where they all got killed in Astro World, the first thing I said that was a demonic sacrifice, and with no accident, people started pushing. Yeah, they did it on purpose or whatever they did to cause them to stamp whatever they did, and so that
Paul is dead urban legend.
I mean, I don't know what this trying to reveal. I don't know. Like I said, maybe it just comes in. What do you call it? Comes in sections. I just because right now I don't know what this means. Is like, but it is to me that's a very big deal. It's the exact Like the goddamn same thing. And like I said, nobody. I really never heard nobody else say. Haven't heard it up here. All the and that's not. Oh, y'all not Tupac fans, or I'm talking about somebody my age. I ain't talking about somebody who was like 10 years old, or somebody who was somebody who wasn't even born yet, but he they're supposed to be knowledgeable. I'm talking about somebody my age or older, and I never heard nobody else say it except for my guys. But where they get that from? And even though we was in my unit, military intelligence, they were mechanics. Most of them were mechanics, cooks. We all was support. I was commo. That's why I was there. But and exactly the way that thing said, I buried Paul. Supposedly John Lennon. The same thing on the Tupac CD. Suge shot me, and it's like he's and this was I was that's what we're like. Oh, he obviously he recorded it before he even got shot, so he knew Suge was gonna kill. We're all even I finally started getting into it. I was like, you know what? It just was too convincing. It's like, nah, that's not your mind playing tricks. So you just want to. That's what you want to hear. It's probably just static or da 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 da. Yeah. So this guy. Let me play it one more time. I
It's the
just want
only
to hear.
Beatle walking out of step, symbolizing he's not one of them. And the way each of them is dressed is symbolic. John is dressed like a minister or foot. Now, many people are buried without shoes. And in the background is a white Beetle with the license plate
I just gotta hear it
28IF,
again.
meaning at the time this photo was taken, Paul would have been 28 if he was still alive. Okay, these are getting spooky. But the really creepy clues come from the music. At the end of Strawberry Fields Forever, you can hear John saying very faintly, I buried Paul. But that's played forward. There are a couple of songs that give us more clues. If
That's okay, yeah. That's played for. See, this whole video is about that rewind shit. That is just like okay. I ain't. I keep. That's why I keep having to listen to because I'm so whatever. Like this is just too. This is not a coincidence. I ain't even listening to the whole thing. This ain't even played back. So like I said, the rest of this video, this is all about playing stuff backwards and speeches, not just rock and roll speeches. You got Martin Luther King, George Bush, the messages. And like you said, the CIA knows about it. So this is not just, you know, tinfoil hat. So it's just like the matter of fact, like I said, if now I'm remembering correctly, it wasn't at the beginning. It was the end of number one. And just like this song, so it said Paul McCartney. John Lennon said, "I buried Paul." And like I said on that Tupac album, Machiavelli, Suge shot me, meaning that Suge set it up. Had them shoot it. And like we said, how come? And I don't remember nobody saying it in none of the rap to this day. You look up a video, nobody questions why Suge didn't get hit. So that's what I'm remembering correctly. We was all just me and my friends, me and my homeboys, my coworkers, my company, people guys in my company. We all were like, oh, how come Suge didn't get shot? Like I said, this was the first week after he died, and then after he'd been in the hospital, and and like well, that's why. And then they come with this. It's the same exact thing at the end of the song, and it does not play backwards. It's just real faint. And it's at the end of the song. It says, "Suge shot me." I'm gonna go see if I can find it, or else I might buy the CD. I ain't got no CD players no more. But cause it's probably like $12, $15. But I used to have a CD player. I just got rid of it 2 weeks ago. But let me go play this song.